Her name was Eleanor Vance, and she was at the very top of her world. She led a thriving company, earning praise for her vision and leadership. Eleanor worked tirelessly, inspiring those around her and breaking barriers as a woman in power. But in a single day, everything changed. One moment, she was celebrated. The next, she was asked to leave. She packed her things in a box, stunned as the company she built turned its back on her. It wasn't a mistake or poor performance. Her record was flawless. The reason was a lie, a rumor that grew into a monster. It destroyed her career, showing how whispers can be more powerful than facts. Eleanor's story is not unique. It's happened to many women in many places. When women rise, jealousy and fear often follow. People didn't question her work, they questioned her character. This is a common tactic to undermine successful women. We'll look closely at what happened to Eleanor, how a small lie spread and poisoned minds. This isn't just a story of loss, it's a warning. It reveals the unfair challenges women in leadership face. A woman's success can threaten others, and when threatened, people can do terrible things. Eleanor's experience is a lesson for all of us. We must recognize these dangers and protect ourselves and each other. Her fall wasn't about failure, it was about the power of a whisper. In the end, it's not just about Eleanor. It's about every woman who's ever been targeted for her success. This is her story, and a call to action for us all. Let's learn from it. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again. Eleanor Vance started at the bottom, working her way up from a modest background. She learned every part of the business, stayed late, and brought brilliant ideas that fueled the company's growth. Over 15 years, she earned every promotion, never asking for special treatment, just a fair chance. Becoming CEO was historic. She was the first woman at the head of the table, surrounded by men in dark suits. She knew she had to be exceptional, and she was. Profits doubled, employees thrived, and she led with both strength and kindness. But being the only woman in leadership wasn't easy. Some men on her team clung to old ways and saw her as an outsider. Her new ideas challenged their traditions, making some uncomfortable. Despite resistance, Eleanor believed in a future where anyone could succeed on merit. She became a role model for young women, showing them what was possible. But not everyone admired her success. In the shadows, envy and resentment grew. Eleanor's presence threatened the status quo. She was paving a path for others, but she was also making enemies. Her leadership was a symbol of progress, and a target for those who feared change. The higher she climbed, the more dangerous the opposition became. Eleanor's journey was about more than business. It was about breaking barriers. But in a world not ready for her, the cost of success was about to become clear. The stage was set for betrayal, and someone was waiting to strike. Marcus Thorne, a longtime executive, believed the CEO job was his by right. When Eleanor was chosen, his shock turned to resentment. Outwardly, he smiled and played the loyal colleague. Inside, jealousy festered. Marcus was skilled in corporate politics, charming on the surface, ruthless underneath. Eleanor's success made him feel small, fueling his determination to bring her down. He couldn't attack her results, so he targeted her character. Marcus began a quiet campaign, planting seeds of doubt in private conversations. Eleanor is ambitious. What is she willing to do to stay on top? He'd hint. He never accused, just suggested, making people wonder. He twisted her professionalism, implying her late hours were for reasons other than work. Marcus built a narrative with no evidence, choosing targets who already felt uneasy about a woman in charge. He was patient, knowing a rumor only needs a little push to catch fire. The campaign was invisible, but effective. Marcus didn't need proof, just suspicion. He let the rumor grow, confident it would do the damage for him. As the whispers spread, he watched from the shadows. He was the architect of Eleanor's downfall, lighting the match and waiting for the blaze. In the world of power, sometimes the most dangerous enemy is the one who smiles at you across the table. Marcus was that enemy, and the fire he started was about to consume everything Eleanor had built. The game had begun. The rumor started quietly, shared over coffee, hinted at in emails. At first, people dismissed it. They knew Eleanor's record. But the whispers persisted, seeping into the company's culture. Marcus's lie was simple. Eleanor was having an inappropriate relationship with a younger employee. It was a classic baseless accusation, hard to disprove, easy to spread. The rumor didn't attack her skills, but her character as a woman. It played on old sexist ideas, shifting focus from her achievements to her personal life. The whispers created a cloud of suspicion, changing how people saw her. Colleagues avoided her. Conversations stopped when she entered the room. The open, friendly atmosphere turned cold. Eleanor sensed something was wrong, but didn't know why. The lie thrived in silence, never spoken aloud in meetings, always lurking in the background. Marcus's weapon was invisible, yet everywhere. It needed no proof, just repetition. The rumor made people feel like insiders, part of a secret. As more believed, the lie became truth. Eleanor's reputation was under attack, and she didn't even know it. The power of a whisper was destroying her from within. Smear campaigns work by turning strengths into weaknesses. Eleanor's dedication was twisted. Her late hours became evidence of a secret affair. Her kindness was reframed as favoritism. Every action was seen through a negative lens. The rumor spread under the guise of concern for the company. People claimed to be protecting the business, but they were feeding the lie. No one challenged the rumor directly. Eleanor was never confronted or given a chance to defend herself. The accusations lived in the shadows, growing unchecked. Soon, people treated the rumor as fact, searching for evidence in her every move. Minds were made up before she could speak. This is the magic of a smear campaign. It needs no facts, just repetition. Once enough people believe, the lie becomes reality. Eleanor's excellence was buried under scandal. The truth no longer mattered. In the world of corporate politics, a good story, true or not, can destroy a life. And Eleanor's story was rewritten by a lie. The rumor escaped the company, leaked to a journalist. A vague article appeared online, hinting at concerns about Eleanor's conduct. The story didn't state facts, but the message was clear. The rumor now had a public platform. Other media outlets picked it up, drawn to the scandal. Eleanor's achievements were ignored. The focus was on the gossip. She became a headline, not a leader. Eleanor was shocked, issuing a statement denying everything. But the story was already out there. Her denial was drowned out by suspicion. In the public's mind, where there's smoke, there's fire. The media pressure rattled the company's board. Stock prices wavered, clients called with questions. The company's image, Eleanor's life's work, was under threat. The media didn't care about the truth, only the story. Anonymous sources fueled the narrative. Marcus and his allies fed the fire, ensuring the scandal grew. Eleanor was trapped in a nightmare of someone else's making. Her reputation was shredded in the court of public opinion. The truth was lost in the noise, and the consequences were about to become permanent. The board, mostly men, faced mounting pressure. They knew Eleanor's results were stellar, but the scandal threatened the company's reputation. Investors called, the stock price trembled, and the board wanted the problem to disappear. They called Eleanor in, not for her side of the story, but to make the issue go away. They spoke of optics and distraction, not justice. The chairman, once her supporter, told her to step down for the good of the company. It wasn't an admission of guilt, just a business decision. They offered her a severance package to leave quietly. Eleanor was devastated. Her years of dedication meant nothing against a convenient lie. She could fight, but it would mean a long, ugly battle. Exhausted, she chose to leave. She signed the papers and walked out. No farewell, no thanks. Her career ended in an instant. The board chose the easy way out, sacrificing a great leader to quiet a storm. Eleanor's fall was complete. The company moved on, eager to forget. The truth was never investigated. The lie had won. Eleanor's legacy was erased by a rumor. The board protected itself, not its leader. And the real culprit walked free. After Eleanor left, her career was shattered. The scandal followed her everywhere, her reputation stained by a lie. Online searches brought up only negative stories. Companies hesitated to hire her, fearing controversy. Her achievements were buried under the weight of rumor. Even those who believed in her were afraid to take the risk. Marcus, meanwhile, faced no consequences. Months later, he became CEO. The company praised him for stabilizing things. Eleanor was left to pick up the pieces, isolated and betrayed. The experience took a toll on her health and relationships. She learned how fragile a reputation can be. Her story became a quiet tragedy, a warning of how easily a life's work can be undone. Eleanor's story is a mirror for women everywhere. It reveals a pattern. When women gain power, their character is attacked, not just their work. Rumors become weapons to remove women from leadership. This isn't just Eleanor's story. It's a lesson for all women. We must recognize these hidden games and protect ourselves. Solidarity is our defense. Question rumors, demand facts, refuse to spread gossip. When one woman is attacked, it's an attack on all of us. By standing together, we can change the culture. We can make workplaces where merit matters more than whispers. Eleanor's story didn't have a happy ending, but it has meaning. By telling it, we honor her struggle and learn from it. Let's be vigilant, supportive, and demand fairness. Let's see the whisper for what it is, a tool of the fearful. And let's ensure that truth, not rumor, shapes our destinies. This is how we protect each other and ourselves.